Hey, I'm Praise.
And I'm Nicole. And we're the hosts of the Good Sense Podcast.
Hey, welcome back to Good Sense Podcast. I'm Praise, and I'm here with my co-host,
Nick or Nicole.
Nicole. And today we're going to be diving into a little bit of a maybe itchy topic. Not quite itchy. Some people are glad to talk about it. Some people find it a little bit iffy, but we're going to be talking about playing it safe in our 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Before I go straight into the topic, thanks again for tuning in. If you like the episode, hey, share, like, comment, subscribe, talk to your friend about it. So first question, Nicole. Can you name 3 lessons you feel like you have learned in your 20s?
Oh. Well, I'm still like halfway through my 20s. So I'm still learning. But up until this point, I think I would say, number one, that it's okay to make mistakes.
Yeah, totally
It's okay to make mistakes. In fact, it's encouraged. This is the perfect time to make it while you still have room to kind of learn and grow and
totally.
and adapt and, change and shift.
Yeah.
Second one, I would say to not compare my journey to my peers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's gold.
Yeah.
That's gold.
Because, I think
comparison is the thief of joy.
Come on, friend. It really is.
The good old saying.
Good old saying. Sounded like my dad. Because those are things your parents would say, right?
Yeah,
but, always. But I think, comparing your journey to your friends' journeys or your peers' journeys. Sometimes it's not your friends. It's people you see on social media. It's people you see who are in the same field as you, same age as you, and maybe they're just a little bit more advanced or a little bit further in life. So, and we are in that generation of hustle culture and being a boss babe.
Yeah, that's true.
So you feel like if you're not doing certain things or a certain amount of money is not in your bank account, like you're slacking.
Oh, yeah.
So not comparing. And the third one.
Whilst you're thinking on that one, I think I would like to touch on not comparing. It's so easy to compare these days because on social media, I don't know about a lot of people, but most people, their habit is as soon as you wake up, you're going to scroll through your phone, probably go stumble into social media before you pray. I don't know, you're better than me. But it's so easy to find somebody to compare yourself to, whether you know that person or not.
Yeah.
It's hard to be ignorant of people who are your age and they're doing something. It's hard. You will find that one person located in Netherlands, they're 22 and they built a multi-million-dollar company and they're famous on Instagram.
Listen.
Don't know anything about them. You do not know their background, who propped them up, how much money they needed to start the company. You just know, hey, they're 22 and they're making it out, and you're already comparing to somebody you know absolutely nothing about.
Yeah, because social media is literally just a highlight reel.
Yeah, even if it's a highlight reel, it's not like back in the day where these people are doing what they're doing in Netherlands and there is no way
that you're gonna know about it.
Yes, but today I'm gonna know. I'm gonna find you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to compare, not because I want to, but because your social media presence is so big. The
influencers.
Oh yeah.
Even if they
the
don't
lifestyle
mean to,
they're living as well.
Sometimes they're trying to be encouraging, but I think sometimes if you're not careful, you can find yourself really comparing and wanting to push yourself to live that life, but you don't, like you said, you don't know how they got there. And I think another thing as well is like just being okay where you're at and being okay with what you're doing in the moment. If
Oh,
you're
yeah.
a student,
Yeah.
enjoy the process of going to school. Like, and I know that's easier said than done
Enjoy
because
humble beginnings.
yeah, if
it's
you're
okay to have humble beginnings,
Yeah.
humble goals. Not everybody wants to drive a Ferrari
Mm-hmm.
or have a big house. It's okay to be where you're at. We don't have to be so driven by culture.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Have you seen that meme where it's probably it's mimicking what Instagram culture is like, where one slide is a cartoon of what we see on Instagram and the other slide is what is real life. I know one of them was mimicking marriage. One slide is mimicking what marriage is like, on what we see on Instagram and what they're experiencing in their real life.
See that? Listen, you're about to open a new topic because me at my 24 years of age.
Oh, she said it. She went.
I said it. I said
Being
my
dropping
age, y'all.
hints.
No, yeah.
Being dropping
If you
hints.
watch the other episode, I said I was born in 97, so you could do the math.
Yeah.
And I also said that my birthday is in November, so more math. But I think that's another thing about going through your 20s is rushing stages of your life, when just because other people are getting married or your peers are in successful relationships or whatever, you see the highlight reels of their marriage. You see
yeah.
the vacations. You see,
Yes.
like the gifts being bought and the cute moments.
Oh, the cute babies. When the baby
Yeah.
is clean and fed and not
Clean,
crying.
fed, like sleep pattern is A1. They're not
The
showing
one
us.
moment that man decides to like mop in the house and he's like husband of the year. And
Husband of the year. He's a chef. He's a professional chef.
Yes.
I think that's one thing for me that I'm not that I'm like rushing into relationships or rushing for marriage, but I think I'm at an age now where, aunts and uncles are like, so
Oh yeah.
what's going on? Like, are you getting married? Are you thinking about getting married? And
what's
these
up?
are valid
Yeah.
questions. These are good questions to have. And I always welcome the advice and the tips that come because these are seasoned individuals, So I want to hear what they have to say.
Yeah.
But internally, it's reminding myself that to enjoy where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
And enjoy being single. Like I said, making mistakes.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's easier to make mistakes right now because I don't have kids looking up to me.
Or a partner who wants to detect what you have to do. Because they're controlling, or because sometimes
They're
when
working
you take
towards
an
a
L,
goal.
it's their L as well.
Yeah.
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 That's another thing. Even like career. I feel like now is the perfect time as a single individual to make different career paths, different career moves, to experiment with what I'm interested in.
Yeah.
Because like the only person counting on me is me. Like I don't have anyone to really like. Of course, I have to answer to my parents because they're kind of like, bro, what's up? Like if I ever, obviously they want me to make sense and do some like walk a path that makes sense and looks fruitful and is going somewhere.
Oh, yeah, that's
but
true.
now is the perfect time to explore my interests and what I'm into. And I think that's another thing. My third thing that I would add to what I've learned in my 20s, especially in this last year or the last 2 years, is to be okay embracing my multifacetedness. It's okay to have multiple interests.
Oh yeah.
It's okay to be good at a lot of things.
Oh, yeah,
it's
it's
okay to
okay.
dabble in a lot of things. If you're good at
Yeah.
cooking,
Do it.
have that cooking business, have that catering business, go to culinary school, even if it's just for yourself and you don't plan to have that business. If you're a writer, write. Like, have your time that you write and you do that for yourself, even if you never release it. But if you do release it, fair and fine. Be a writing chef,
Yeah,
if you're
exactly.
like hone in on your skills and be confident in knowing that there's so many different sides to you and all those sides can coexist. It's not you being confused, because
You're not confused.
sometimes you can look like you're confused, like you're taking too many paths. You're doing too many things at the same
And
time.
the fact that all of them are probably at a humble stage. I think the scary thing about that, navigating that, is your parents are going to ask questions. That's number one. Number two, I've noticed for myself, I pick avid interest. If you throw me at something, I'm going to be so interested in it. I'm like developing new skills in that area. But then that other one is not yet fully developed. I haven't given my parents or people who I'm accountable to
a progress report.
Yeah, a solid progress report for them to go like, okay,
they just see you moving on to the next thing.
She could be a writing chef. We believe in it.
Yo, because she's a writer, guys. Like, this is why I said the writing thing. Praise is a writer. And honestly, sometimes I read her writing and it takes my breath away because I'm like, how did you articulate that feeling so well? Like, I like to write, but I think I just maybe haven't worked on the skill enough to feel as confident as you.
Thank you.
You know, like, she's a writer. And so I'm putting this out there now because I hope that one day she releases her work because she's so good. At the same time, this girl is really good at like administrative stuff.
Yeah,
like very
triple
organized.
Triple A.
Triple A. That's an inside joke. We call her Triple A because she's very type A.
Yeah.
But like if you give her a task, if you give her idea, she will put it down on paper. She will literally write a whole plan of you how to execute it, and like it's amazing. Okay, she's really good at that. So that's what I'm saying. Like she is creative just as much as she is organized and type A, and that is all okay.
I feel like this just turned into a praise moment.
Well, yeah. Let me praise my friend. Let me praise my friend because we're talking about ourselves, and I hope people can relate to this. And maybe you have some things that you are interested in, and maybe you're like, oh man, but I can't pursue it because maybe I'm in school for finance, but I'm really into dancing or whatever. Like, do it all. Who's stopping you?
Exactly.
You never know. Like, that could be your side hustle. Like, if you're gonna hustle in this generation, do something you love.
I feel like we're living in a time where that platform is way more open compared to what it was for our parents.
Yeah. That's the thing. We are so blessed in that we have the opportunity, and it's not as much taboo to dabble in a lot of things.
Oh yeah. That's true.
It's not as much. True. But sometimes, like, you know, like you just feel like you might look a little bit confused. You know,
you feel it too. Mm-hmm. I feel it. Do you feel it?
Oh, I feel it. I feel it because listen, I am very much a creative.
Yes.
But at the same time, I do love other interests. I think I'm more in the creative sphere, however you pronounce it. But I love so many different things. Like people who knew me from high school, you'll know I was very into into musical theater. I was very into musical theater. Oh. Don't search up anything because that's gonna be embarrassing.
Here's something new about Nicole, guys. If you find a video, please link it in the comments.
Don't you dare!
Really
Don't you dare!
I would like to really
Absolutely
see it. Oh
not.
My God.
Listen, I'm gonna just give y'all a little hint. Okay, I think my senior show we did Shrek, and your girl played Donkey. Okay. Ooh. I know our producer's looking up. But it was great. Like,
Shrek is my favorite movie. Please hit me with a line. Just
oh, girl, that was years ago. I don't have nothing anymore.
You do not remember one line by Donkey?
No. Absolutely not.
Donkey said the best.
He had the most lines.
Yes,
he had the most lines.
He spoke a lot. That was his
There was
character.
I remember there was a whole monologue that I had to learn. And it was a lot of work, but I loved it. But wow. I'm into musical theater, and with it, musical theater means I love singing as well too, and I love to act, and I also love to model on the side. Like you can do a lot of different things. I love to write. I'm still kind of getting into...
Her words are very graceful. I know she was giving mine a lot of praise, but I have found a lot of grace in her words as well.
Thank you, friend.
Yeah.
I'm still working through that, but I'm learning to articulate how I feel in moments and kind of journal and even in good days, bad days, if it's nothing significant, just having that for myself. To kind of just, talk to myself, have a moment. And
yo, quick side note, if you have theater links, please
do not, guys, don't. Rayanne, don't you dare, because I know she's got a video.
Somebody please humor me.
Don't you dare, because the costume, oh Lord,
No, not even about that. About something you can like pick up and do now. So next year we are daring Nicole.
Yes, guys.
This is a dare. Nicole should be in a theater production by end of next year, or else
I'm actually so interested.
she gives me $200 on the podcast.
I'm not agreeing to that.
I said what I said.
I am not agreeing to that. No, but I'm so interested. I was actually talking to a friend about this, and they were saying like, "Yo, you should actually do it. Like, I would support you. I would show up to your show." And I'm like, "Dang, okay." So like you don't. If anything, you should encourage yourself, but it's nice to have encouragement from your friends as well too. And so I actually am interested in exploring that side of myself. But what would you say 3 things are that you've learned in your 20s?
First thing, the world is not linear. I think I was
What do you mean by
under the assumption that you go to school, get married, have kids, work a good job, and like just like wait around to die. Maybe like make up a few things, you know. But then pretty much the support that you had when you started is the support you're gonna end with. Like the stumbles, the few stumbles that you had are like, the same things you're gonna stumble through, but the time it comes the 9th time, you know how to like dodge that one, so you're not like stumbling.
Yeah.
But I think one thing my life has taught me was it's not linear, and it has opened up my mind to thinking bigger for myself, but it took a lot of time.
I agree with that. I'll add that to my list. It took a lot of
time. I think one of the biggest things that I had to get over was I think I wanted to get a degree first before I could birth anything around me. Like, I felt like, what? My parents sent me out here. I'm supposed to give them that degree. I should show what, I came here for.
Yeah.
And let me give them that degree, and then I can do whatever else and be as multifaceted as I want to after I give them that degree. But I feel like waiting to do that, I delayed myself in doing a lot of things that I could have done for myself. Yeah, that's like the first one.
I like that. I agree because I think what you just said reminded me that one big lesson I've learned is that life will give you blows, guys. Just as there's high moments, there will be valley moments. Ooh, yes. And I think when you're younger, you're kind of cushioned.
You're so sheltered. You're under your parents' financial protection, under your parents' emotional protection, under your parents.
That, like, I still live at home, guys, and I still, I'm very much independent because that's just who I am naturally. But I still, like, my parents still provide for me financially and emotionally, and I live at home. So, but I still, within that, experience hardships in my 20s that I'm finding, oh my God, like, no one is exempt from life.
No, you're not. There are certain things that your parents will not be able to coach you through
or protect you from. Just a matter of growing means those things are gonna come.
I assumed, because I was so linear in my thinking, I assumed that my adulthood would I do not know how to say that word.
Adulthood.
Okay.
You said it right, girl.
I assumed that my adulthood would come in when I was done with the degree, but circumstances had me being an adult
growing up fast.
I even finished my first semester. Like, I'm in my first year, I'm in my first semester, and I'm thinking, okay, this is like kicking in. So I learned to be an adult quicker.
You were kind of thrown into the deep end.
1920, way faster than I thought I was gonna be. My assumption was by 25, that's when I'll tell my parents, hey, thanks. But it was 6 years earlier, and I spent so many years living in the past instead of growing with the new change.
For context, what she means by having to grow up fast, she came here as an international student, so she went through the process of living by yourself, living on campus,
leaving and then start. And then when I left campus, that's when I knew, okay, I have to pay my own rent, pay my own fees, and put food on my table at the same time.
Yeah.
And you're an international student.
And you're a
so
student.
imagine
Yeah.
the
A
hustle.
lot of pressure.
The hustle.
So our
alone.
experiences are a lot different, but similar in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Yeah.
You.
So when that happened, of course, your world is not gonna be linear. You can afford to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. The second lesson. So I'm like late into my 20s. I'm past my mid-20s.
She ain't gonna tell y'all.
Nobody gets
Y'all gonna
my
have to
age.
guess.
No. So my lessons are probably like, okay. So the second one is I regret not validating myself sooner. I'm a good person. I know what I want, and it's not like it's something that has kicked in now that I'm in my late 20s. From the age of 19, I knew from a very young age, younger than 19, I knew what I wanted to do. I knew that I was multifaceted, but then I just did not validate that in myself. I was waiting for a degree to validate me. And look how long it was taking me to get that degree. I was waiting for my parents to validate me. I was waiting for my friends to validate me. I was waiting for the tried and tested method of, growing up. Go to school, get that degree, and then get a good job. Yes. To validate me before I could, validate myself and, like, work hard to bring good things towards myself.
Yeah.
Of course, I won't, stamp my efforts. A girl really had to fight. I fought tooth and nail to be here, so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, girl. Is that 3?
No, that's 2.
That's
and
2.
Then the last one is... Oh. Actually, I read something else. And then the last one is... it's not the last one, but then I think... I learned a lot about my mental health. I learned that I think the biggest lesson I learned was admitting that you are not okay is not a sign of weakness.
Yeah.
I was raised to soldier on. I was raised not to attend to my emotions when things get hurt, when things are painful. I was raised to just keep going. So when mental health started kicking in, and a bigger part of me was pushing me to keep going, I got to a point where I broke down. I didn't break down in terms of crying. I shut down.
Yeah.
I felt nothing. I could think nothing. My brain could not literally sustain anything, really.
Yeah.
Have you ever had, just a shutdown? But then you were alive. Nothing. I felt nothing, thought nothing. School, nothing was going through. You just shut down.
Girl.
And then that's when I realized, okay, you know what? I'm not okay. So that's when I started taking active steps to go to therapy, to take care of myself, to do things to, encourage myself, to do things to be soft to myself because, hey... And I had this big thing within me that if somebody else, because I'm not the only person who I know who's walked the road I've walked, I would see these people and these people are finishing and graduating. And I'm thinking, so she did that. Why can't I? That comparison.
Yeah.
I don't know what that person did, but I'm thinking, you know what? If she did, I'm strong enough to do it too. But sometimes, you don't know what's behind closed doors.
Yeah, you don't.
They're also fighting. And crying the same way I'm crying. I'm just seeing the end result and I'm thinking, push, keep going. But when I hit that, I realized, hey, take a break. Get to know, okay, what's going on? Go to therapy. Sit down, talk to somebody. And I think the biggest sign was when I was now signing up to go to therapy. Have you ever been asked questions by somebody and literally every question is a trigger and you're just going, yeah, no. And then it did this and I was overwhelmed and you are literally just signing up to go into therapy, but you are crying the whole time. That's when I realized, okay, you know what? Mental health is a thing. It's a thing. And as much as I can get up and push myself, there are days when, hey, hey, slow down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, I think, one of the biggest lessons I learned. And of course, like, maybe a bonus answer, money management. I had to learn to house myself and put food on my table quick, or else you'll be homeless
I'm still
and
figuring
hungry.
that out. Still actively figuring that out.
You'll be homeless and hungry. So money management was something that I thought I was good with money before, but I realized, hey, my parents had a big cushion. I was raised comfortable.
This is the real world.
Yes. So, yeah, those are some of the lessons I've learned in my 20s. What are some of the lessons that any of you guys have learned? And probably link your age or say late 20s like me. If you don't want to talk about
Just
it.
give us a general
idea where you at.
If you're not in your 20s, in
Even
your
if in
30s,
your 30s,
no matter what age.
did you learn? I would love to hear from people who are a bit older, people who are past their 20s.
Yeah.
What do we need to learn?
What do we need to know? What's something you would pass down
exactly.
to your younger self?
Exactly. Young
us.
Yes.
Us.
Yeah.
But this is another part 2. So this is where we're going to end things, guys. I hope this conversation leads you to have deeper conversations with the people around you, with yourself. And even we want to hear from you. So leave a comment, DM us, whatever it is you want to ask us, you want to comment on, if you want to correct something. Maybe we said something wrong. Like, we're not professionals. We are just two friends talking. Yeah. And so we're always open to any type of comment, any type of interaction. We just want to build this community. And so like, comment, subscribe. We will be back next week with part 2.
Yeah, and once again, thank you so much for tuning in.
Yeah.
We appreciate you all for writing with us.
So much.
For the beautiful comments, for the encouragement.
We just hope it makes good sense.
Yeah, totally.
Yes.